Hi, this is Yaya, and today I'm sharing a new costume creation video with a fun twist. I'm transforming a mass-produced costume into an original cosplay using only materials I already have. It's the ultimate stash build, and it's all made possible thanks to my bernette 38 Yaya Han Edition sewing machine. This is a newly released collaboration between me and Bernette, and I've had so much fun sewing on it already. The bernette 38 Yaya Han Edition comes with additional presser feet, including a walking foot, which I leave on 99% of the time because it glides every kind of fabric through with ease, and a set of matching sharp scissors and seam ripper. These will come in super handy when taking apart the bot costume. Now for my inspiration. After bringing 2 pastel purple sewing machines to market with Bernette, I really wanted to make an original costume in matching colors to commemorate the collection. After all, I'm a cosplayer, and that's how I express my love for everything. It will also look so cute when I'm promoting the machine at events while wearing a complimentary outfit. Alright, let's get into the construction of this costume. I bought this Genshin-made costume on clearance a few years ago and didn't really like it on myself, so it was kind of a waste of money. But I had the idea to repurpose it into an original design by using the parts I did like, such as the sleeves and ruffles. First up, I have to take off the unwanted pieces: the bows, obi belt, skirt, and apron. The ergonomic seam ripper is excellent at this task, and at times I'm also using the smaller snips included in the scissor pack. Now I want to separate the sleeves from the bodice in order to add more layers to them. Look at this pile of stuff I seam ripped. The first piece I'm making is a floofy circle skirt with 4 layers of organza. With a petticoat underneath, this has some floof. I did a rolled hem on the skirts for a whimsical feel and installed a waistband as well. You can see I'm going for a big sleeves, big skirt balance. Next, it's time to extend the bodice down to cover my torso. Here I'm pinning 2 layers of the satin to the bodice in order to extend the bodice down. As you can see, it is super easy to change the stitch length on my bernette 38, and it glides through multiple layers of slippery satin with ease thanks to the walking foot. Now my torso is covered. A significant project on this costume is the sleeves. Using the Genshin sleeves as a pattern, I cut out an overlay in organza. And here I'll share a mini tutorial on how to achieve a baby hem on thin sheer fabric. I use bond roll, a stiff woven band for making waistbands, except you can easily take off the vertical fibers to leave plasticky teeth along the edge. I place the bond roll to the right side of my fabric, then stitch the entire length of the hem. Now I've flipped the bond roll over, taking the fabric with it and encasing the raw edge in a baby hem. Next, I stitch down the entire hem. Here you can see the magic of bond roll. It separates from the fabric easily and leaves you with a perfect, satisfying baby hem, and you can reuse it too. I press the hem with my Oliso Smart Iron and then stitch the center seam on the sleeves. Always press your seams, especially organza. The first overlay is done. I made 2 more organza layers in lavender, this time by burning a scallop edge with a soldering iron. I think the organza layers give the costume a much more whimsical fantasy look. Next up, I'm switching gears to a lavender purple brocade from my fabric stash. I'm making an overskirt with this fabric with a simple high-low design. I'm also mocking up a deep purple belt cincher and hanging sashes using the Genshin costume sashes as a pattern. I'm also making sleeve caps with the brocade because I like to use statement fabrics in at least 2 places to tie a design together. These are lined, pressed, and then I pin and sew them to the sleeves. I also sewed the finished sleeves to the bodice. And at this point, there are a lot of layers to go through, but the b38 has no problems. So the sleeves are done, and the skirts are coming together as well. It's starting to look like a costume. The next stage in this project is making the belt cincher and adding trims. I start by assembling the cincher, made from a purple silk taffeta. I also fire up my bernette 79 Yaya Han Edition embroidery module to stitch out the design on the center of the belt cincher. This lotus embroidery design came from oesd.com, where you can download thousands of digitized designs for only a few bucks each. With a tearaway stabilizer basted onto the belt cincher, the B79 reliably stitches out the lotus. I'm using the exquisite embroidery thread from Dime, and it looks gorgeous against the royal purple silk taffeta. You can stitch out this design on any embroidery machine with a big enough hoop, and you don't even need an embroidery program. Once the design is finished, I tear away the stabilizer and give it a good press. Then I pin the outer layer to the inner layer, which is made of corset coutil and boned with plastic zip ties. My go-to for fashion corsets that don't have to cinch super tight. I usually sew the raw edges of both layers together, basically flatlining it. I then hammer in eyelets and finish the edges with a Hong Kong binding so the cincher is not bulky. With the cincher done, I spent an afternoon pinning different gold trims to the costume to figure out what kind of embellishments I liked. A lot of these trims came from my India trip in 2018, where I got to shop in Mumbai's famed fabric district. I love the stage of costume design where you can just play and be creative. Now let's attach the trim to the corset. I thought I was going to have to do this by hand, but as you can see, the B38 has no issue sewing trim through multiple layers of the cincher. Here's the skirt with lace trim pinned on, and because of the walking foot, I was able to ease around the curves with no issue. I also used the gold leaf trim from my Cosplay by Yaya Han trim collection on the sleeves. Confession time, I didn't change needles between the different fabrics and trims, and the B38 still sewed everything beautifully. All the golds matched well in color between the bodice, sleeves, and skirts, further tying the look together. It's really looking like a fantasy video game character now. But I still had to make the purple hanging sashes. Once again, I used the bernette 79 embroidery machine and a flower design from oesd.com. This time in 2 sizes and mapped out carefully on my taffeta. I always try to waste as little fabric as possible when embroidering, and chalk markings help greatly. Once all 6 embroideries are done, I cut out the sashes and a lining for them. With right sides together, I sew the lining to the sashes. Then I turn them inside out, notching corners as I go. Of course, you have to press these pieces, and it's quite satisfying to see them come together. To make the gold borders on the sashes, I turn to my trusty Cosplay by Yaya Han gold pleather. This fabric is not only great for making entire garments, but also perfect for creating border bindings. Like a bias tape, I first stitched a gold strip to the sash, right sides together. Then I folded around the edge and secured with clips. Now it's time to stitch in the ditch, and thankfully I have a reliable sewing machine and a walking foot that does this beautifully. With my Femore duckbill applique snips, I trim off the excess gold and am left with a clean finished edge. 6 embroidered sashes, done! They get sewn to the belt cincher and add so much visual interest to the whole costume. The last garment piece I have to make is the collar. I pattern out the collar with saran wrap and tape and transfer it to fabric and lining, both interfaced. I sew the layers together, flip the collar right side out, and give it a good steam and press with my Oliso. I also made a pair of sheer organza straps to connect the collar to the bodice. The finishing touch is to hand sew this thin gold trim to the collar. Just a pop of contrast for an elegant look. I actually really enjoy hand sewing when I have the time. This gem came with a Genshin cosplay and is the perfect centerpiece for the collar. With that, my original costume is complete. Of course, I had to give this ensemble a name, like all of my OCs. So, please meet Moon Blossom. I think it's a fitting name. We did a cute photo shoot, so let's take a look. And that's how I repurposed a bought cosplay into a polished, fully realized original costume. I made Moon Blossom to show that not every costume has to be made from scratch, and I absolutely love how she turned out. I can already tell I'm gonna wear her a lot at upcoming events. I had a blast sewing on the bernette 38 Yaya Han Edition, which is now available through the worldwide Bernina dealer network. Use the store finder on bernina.com and bernette.com to connect with a dealer near you. I have linked them in the caption below. We developed this special edition B38 with beginner sewists in mind because I wanted to equip you with the best tools to start your sewing journey. This set with the scissor kit and presser feed box is the best deal you'll find. Trust me. Be sure to like and comment on this video if you enjoyed this making of, and I'd super appreciate it if you were to subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get better at posting videos, and any feedback and encouragement from you guys helps so much. Please also check out the Bernette YouTube channel because they post a ton of tutorials and helpful sewing videos. It's a free resource, guys. Thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video or at a convention. Happy crafting!